my lovely arty and creative fans. So today I'm coming to you because I have got a jelly plate and I've been having so much fun playing with it. I got it the other day, like 3 days ago I think, and oh my goodness, I am totally obsessed. So I thought, well, I'm going to have another play with it, so this will be my second time doing a full play. I thought I would come to you and tell you all about it, because I know that if you're anything like me and you like to be creative and a bit messy with paint, that you are going to absolutely adore this. I've been watching YouTube videos and there's tons of them. Just search Gelli Plate and loads come up with all different things. So today what I'm going to have a go at and show you as well if it works, because you don't know what's going to appear. So what we're going to do is we're going to print with magazines, which is just like magic. It just comes off the page. I've not done this before, but I've been cutting out stencils with paper and card. So I'm going to have a go with stencils, and then I've just collected some other bits of shiny papers to see if they can make a transfer. It might not work, it might do. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can layer it. So I've cut this out. I'm going to see if I can like layer the colours. But it's all an experiment and we don't know what's going to happen. Now, because I collect all sorts of different paint and everything, I'm just using what I've got. And then in future, because I do love this, I'm going to get into it, I think, a lot more. I'm going to start testing out the Gelli Plate has their own brand of paint, so I'm going to test that out. But for now, I'm using a combination of Daler Rowney acrylic, just in the tubes, so I've got all different ones of them. I've also got a Do Crafts Artiste acrylic paint. I think there's only a little bit of that left, that's runnier, so that seemed to work a little bit better. Then I've got your bargain shop, like Home Bargains paint, acrylic again. It's all acrylic. And then I'm going to try this today, Reeves acrylic. It's like a fluorescent yellow. See what happens with that. And I've also got tester pots of emulsion as well. Now I tried this and some colour worked and some colour didn't, because I think it's quite thick. You could always mix it, I suppose, with water. And I've got some metallic paint as well. So that's just what I'm going to try today. And yeah, to do this, you need a Gelli plate. They come in different sizes. I got an 8x10, which is just an A4 piece of paper, just covers it. So that's quite a good size for me for making prints and things, but you can get them smaller. They come in these plastic cases. You've got to keep the case, don't rip it open and be eager, because this is what you keep your Gelli plate in to keep it safe and secure. You also need a brayer, which is just like a roller. This is one that I got for lino printmaking, and it is a bit hard, so I might have a look at a softer one, but for now it works, that's fine. You need some scrap paper to wipe the excess paint off your brayer on, and you need paper for printing on. You can use any paper for printing on, so I've got a selection of printer paper. I've got some watercolour card that was a print, like I had a print made on it, and I've just cut the excess off. I've got greetings cards, which are a bit shinier, so like a card. And I've also got like a textured watercolour paper. So, but you can print on anything basically, old envelopes or anything. So, no more waffling, let's begin. So I'm opening my Gelli plate. Be very careful when you open this plastic stuff. It tends to kind of break a little bit. I think I'm going to have to get like a box or something to keep it in. So your Gelli plate will come with like plastic stuck to both sides. So take the plastic off and then take your plate out. And it's weird because it feels like jelly that you eat, but it doesn't smell like jelly that you eat. And then get yourself a piece of matting. This is just a cutting mat, and this is what your jelly plate can go on. Now, I saw on some YouTube videos they put it on paper, which is what I did yesterday. But some other lady said that that draws out all the moisture. So I'm going to try it on my cutting mat today. So let's get going. So basically, it's a practicing and playing. You put a bit of paint on. And I think it's just one of them things where you just have to keep having a go to see how much paint you actually need. Because if you put too much on, it's like too squidgy. But if you put too little on, it doesn't make a good print. So that one was called Permanent Rose, and this is cadmium orange. So I think I might put a bit too much on that, but it's alright because you can always take it off again on your piece of paper, which is why it's really handy to have it next to you. So let's have a go. So I'm going to go first of all with a bit of magazine print. So you put your magazine on it, wherever you want it to be. Press it down a little bit, but not too long. And I'm not pressing really hard. And then we'll see if this works, okay? So we peel it off. And then straight away I'm going to go in with a piece of paper on top. You can see this is a scrap piece that I've had on my printer. And let's see if it's worked. Oh, it has. Now, look at that magic. Look at that, how it's come across. You see it's got all marks in it. I think that's on my plate. But you can see how it's printed from the picture onto the paper. Like, it's bizarre. So I found that black and white pictures work better than colour pictures. What I love about this is that it is all just playing, and you know, if you watch me or you're in my creative group, you know that I'm all about playing. So this is why I love this so much, because it is just playing, getting messy. You just don't know what it's going to come out like at all. So I think that's brilliant. I really love that idea. So this time I'm going to put some texture in. So this is just like off a belt. Just pressing down gently so I don't damage my jelly plate. So you just don't know what it's going to come out like. A bit of bubble wrap. And what I've started doing is looking at things around the house and thinking, oh, I could use that for printing. This is just a circle off washi tape. So anything becomes for printing. And this is just a block where I tied string around it to make a pattern. So let's have a go with that. Let's see what happens. The other day when I did it for the first time, I probably made about 20 prints, and I think out of the 20 there's like 4 that I really love, that are really good. So you do end up making a lot more. Oh, now that's really super. See how that one's come out? It's like come out really well. So I think I prefer it when you do it with stencils rather than when you do it with magazines. But it's all just a practice. It's all just a practice, and it's just about, like I said before, having fun. So let's try again. So this time I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow on. Oops. Oh, that's the other thing, and I keep forgetting to do this. You must roll your roller off between paint. I get that excited about what prints are coming out. I forget to roll my roller off. And my roll is quite squeaky. You can hear that, which is quite annoying. So I'm going to put that stencil on there now, and then just gently press it down, and then I'm going to add another colour. And then I've cut out a window, so I'm just going to put that on there like that. I haven't got a clue what's going to happen. I'm just playing with it. And if you can play, that's when you have the most fun and the most brilliant things appear, because you just don't know what's going to come out. And that's like a lot of art, that really. You just don't have a clue what's going to come out with it. And then let's put a bird in the middle like this. And then I might use the bubble wrap for the top part. And if I can just put a little bit of blue in the middle. Oh, that's far too much. So I'm just going to scoop a big blob of that off and put it on there for later. Sorry for that squeaky noise, it's bloody awful, isn't it? Ah, my birdie came up. Oh dear, my bird's stuck to my roller, look at that. So I'll just peel him off. Stick that there. Right, let's have a go with this. I'm going to use a piece of textured watercolour paper this time. Let's see what happens with this. Must remember to roll paint off. There's lots of things you've got to remember. And you've got to be quite quick as well, because if your paint dries, you don't get a print. So quite interesting to see. Right, let's just move this and see what it comes out like. Oh, now see, it's had a bit of a disaster. It's pulled off the paper from underneath. So that didn't quite work out as I imagined it to. But it's okay. Let's pull that off. And that. Let's just take that excess paint off my plate. See how it just pulls the paint off? It's brilliant, isn't it? It's all a bit magic. So yeah, so that didn't kind of work out well. So I'm just going to use that excess paint up that I got out before. Just add a bit on there. Now I'm going to be a bit wild and go with a bit of fluorescent yellow, I think. Let's see what happens with this. It's quite bitty, that colour, that yellow. I think my paint's coming to the end. Can you see as well how I keep getting lines in it? And I think that's because it's a lino roller, so it's a bit hard, so that's why I'm thinking it might be a good idea to try a jelly roll a brayer and see what happens. It might work out a little bit better. Anyway, we'll just add a little bit of pink to this, turn that over. Okay, and I'm going to go for this one. I think this looks really nice with these ladies on it. And it's black and white, so hopefully it will work well. Please work well. The thing is, you just don't ever know. And then if you've used your picture that you really like, it's gone. Oh, this looks like it might be a good one. Right, okay, let's see. Let's put that down. Put that over the top. Give it a nice press. And let's see what happens. It's not worked as well as I imagined. You can kind of see the ghosty faces in the background, but it's not come out like I thought it would. Those colours are quite muddy, and I think because it's textured paper, it's all got holes in it. But it is just playing. I'm always saying it's just playing, and that's what it is. So don't worry about it's not perfect. Let's move this out of the way. So for the next one, I am going to do a stencil. So let's swap the colours up a bit. Let's go a bit of brown. A little bit of yellow. And now I'm going to use a stencil. Just put that over the top. Oops, sorry about the wobble then. I just hit my tripod. And then I'm just going to use a piece of paper to get that excess off. So I'm just using old printer paper. So nothing goes to waste. Look, that's quite pretty. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a different colour on the top. And I'm going to peel that off, and it has two colours on it now. So I'm going to use a pink piece of paper this time. See what happens with that. The great thing about it as well is if you make a mistake or you make a picture that doesn't look great, you can reuse it and layer it up even more. You can cut it up, you can use it in your junk journal, use it for tags, all sorts of things. So just because they don't work out when you first pull them doesn't mean that you've like lost them or ruined them. Oh, this is quite nice. That's come out quite pretty. So that's worked really well. So basically that is how you use a jelly plate. I'm going to put my stencil back on to the jelly plate and it'll pull that paint, hopefully. There's a little bit that's going to go in water shortly. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to wait a second until that dries a little bit, and then I'm going to add some more colour on top. So I think I might use a bit of teal. Now this is an emulsion, a teal emulsion, so we'll see how that works. I'm just going to get a paintbrush. And I'll just take a bit out and blob it on. We'll see if this is any better or any stronger maybe than the tubes. And because I love pink so much with teal, I am going to put a bit of that on. And then let's use some bubble wrap. It's so nice, bubble wrap, for making pictures. And I've got a bigger bubble wrap, so I'll put that on the bottom part. Oh, it's fancy. And then I've cut this out of card, I'm just going to put that on there. So when I put the next layer of paint on, hopefully that'll keep that lovely colour underneath. And I'll do the same on that side as well. Like that. So I'm just going to wait for that layer to dry. It doesn't have to be completely like perfectly dry, as long as it's you know, dry enough so it doesn't smudge in the next lot of paint. Oh, I've got a hair on it. Don't want a hair on it. So let's see, does it look dryish? Not yet, it's still quite shiny. So while we're waiting for that to dry, I'll just tell you about this. So it's just a wooden block, and I've just tied string around it in a random fashion, and it's just an easy way to make a stamper. You can use the end of loo rolls. There's all sorts of stuff you can use. I've got a lid from a herb pot here, so I'll try that next, see what that comes out like. Right, let's put the next lot of colour on. What colour should we go for next? Let's go for this metallic green colour. Just try and put a little bit on. It's really hard with those squeezy tubes not to get like loads on it. this one I'm going to do some circles. Oops. It stuck like suction then, and then flew off. And then let's try this side. I don't know what this is going to come out like. It's very fiddly, I've got to tell you that. Super fiddly, and it's not really done what I imagined it to do. But, as I always say, it's all about playing. That'll be imprinted in your brain, that. You'll be going to sleep going, it's all about playing. So have a look around the house. What could you use as a stencil or a stamper or something? So we'll just wait for that to dry. Okay, so that's nearly dry. It's still a little bit damp. What I'm going to do now is just cut a flower stencil out. So I'm just going to put a flower stencil on it. And peel that off. Ooh, look. I could keep that and use it in something else. And then I'm just going to put some paint on top. So I think a bit more pink. My favourite colours to use all the time are teal, like turquoise teal, hot pink and purple. I love them. Then I've got this little heart stamper, obviously made in China with the Chinese thing on. And I'm just going to do some heart stamps. You can get the paint off with your other stamp with your paper. And then this is just a butterfly. So let's pop him on and see what happens. I ended up with a line, but it's okay. And the last one. And then again, we'll just get all that paint off. So it's good to work at a table because you need quite a bit of space to do all this stuff. Some ways that you don't mind getting messy. You can, oh, I've just touched that with my finger, look. You can put a sheet down, or, you know, like an old tablecloth or something. Now, this is the bonkers bit. I'm going to cover it in white. Should I take those off first? Yep, let's do that. Let's carefully. Ooh, look. So pull that off. And then I cover it in white. Right, are you ready to see what happens? So I'm going to use a piece of cartridge paper this time. Now, if this works, it'll be awesome. If it doesn't work, well, it'll be a flop, won't it? But we'll see. So, try and get all that. Pressing it down. Okay, here we go. Big breath. Oh no, it's still stuck. Okay, interesting. So the metallic paint has made it really shiny. But you can see bits, so you can see the flower bit, where the piece of card was, the bubble wrap and a bit of a butterfly. It's not come out as I really imagined it. I thought it'd be more layered and you'd be able to see more. You can't really see anything of the stencil underneath. So, half flop, I'd say. I'd say half flop, half okay. So I'll do one more. Let's experiment and see if this, because it's shiny, see if this takes a print off there. And then this isn't very shiny, but I do like this picture. So let's see if these work, and then I'll leave you to go and explore jelly plates because they are pretty cool. In fact, I think I might use a little bit of black. So black's not really a colour that I use a lot. But for the purpose of experimenting, let's have a little go and see. So that's quite a thin layer of black. I might pop a bit of brown on there as well. Some paints tend to blend better than others. So let's have a go with this, see what happens with that. Put that on there. I'm going to use my bubble wrap on the edges. Just in case it works. Ooh. Let's peel that off and see. Oh, it's done something. Right, let's use a piece of was called card. Oh, that's interesting. So it's made like a square pattern where the butterflies were on the original piece, but it hasn't pulled the butterfly pictures off. But it's quite interesting for a background. You could use it for a background for something, so that's okay. So that didn't really work, but I mean, I'm wondering if I could use it again because it's still quite shiny. So I might keep that to one side and just see. Right, let's have a try with her. I'm going to use a bit of silver this time. Let's pop her on and see what happens with this one. Let's do it on a blue piece of paper. It's just like printer paper. Oh, I don't think it's done much, to be honest. That doesn't look like it anyway. Let's press down and see what happens. Oh, I've got too 2 pieces there. No, nothing really. So it's just basically taken the edge off the paper. It's got a little bit of the print there, but nothing really. You can't see the girl or anything like that. But interestingly, on that piece of paper, you can see the squares from the butterfly paper from before. So that's quite interesting. So I'll just use this to clean my Gelli plate with. Now, if you need to clean your Gelli plate, you can just use paper to pull the print, but sometimes it's still got stuff around the edges. So you can also use sticky tape, just like Scotch tape or sellotape, and that pulls it off the edge. You could use a baby wipe or just a damp cloth and just give it a wipe. So that's Gelli plate printing. I hope you enjoyed that experiment. It's lovely because you get mucky. Let me know what you think. Any questions? Remember, I'm new to this just like you are, so I will try and answer them, and I will put some links in of some wonderful people on YouTube doing a much better job than me.